Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we will present the result of our understanding of teaching materials. We take the title Teaching Material Vocabulary, Grammar and Pronunciation, arranged by Sri Wahyuni Abdul and Nadia Cesarian Hantau. Next. The table of contents is vocabulary building, grammar study material, pronunciation study material, and application to train students. The first material will be explained by my friends, Sri Wahyuni Abdul.
Okay, thank you. Now I can explain about vocabulary building. Vocabulary is a collection of words that a person is familiar with. Vocabulary is generally closely related to the development of a person's age. Mastery of vocabulary plays an important and very basic role in communication skills. According to experts, vocabulary or vocabulary lessons are material that discuss words. Words can stand alone and still have meaning. Now we're going to talk about tips to improve vocabulary. The first is consume English as much as possible. How is it possible to have a large collection of vocabulary if you are still reluctant to consume English? Expose yourself to things in everyday English. Not just learn it from books, but even to a trivial level. For example, listening to songs, watching movies, using the English language option on your cell phone, and much more. And the second is use new words. Mastery of English vocabulary is not only related to how much vocabulary you can memorize and understand, but also about how you can apply it more broadly. After memorizing and understanding it, make it a habit to use the new vocabulary in daily activities. Okay, next, find out about the root. In English, there is what is called a root word. From these root words, various more complex words and phrases are formed or called word families. The key to mastering it is to find as many root words as possible. Then learn the grammatical pattern according to the part of speech. In a short time, vocabulary mastery will increase. The fourth is know what a thesaurus is. Thesaurus is a dictionary that is used to find the equivalent of words, either synonyms or antonyms. Unlike the dictionary in general, which is used to find meaning. By often using thesaurus like this, you will know more variants of words to describe a concept. Mastery of vocabulary then doesn't become too monotonous. And the last one is about prioritize mastery of practical vocabulary. People needs will differ from one another. Make a list of the types of vocabulary that are relevant to your goals and study them. Next is about grammar study material. Grammar is the study or use of the rules about how words change their form and combine with other words to make sentence. The main function of grammar is so that we can make sentence correctly. The word structure is neat, making it easier for people to understand what it meant. Things that need to be learned in grammar as a whole are words, phrases, clauses, and sentence. The first is about words. All sentences must be composed of words. In English itself, these words are divided into 8 types and term parts of speech, namely word classes, based on their respective functions. These word classes include verbs, adverb, nouns, pronoun, adjective, conjunction, prepositions, and interjection. Next is about phrase. There is a combination of words that form a new meaning. For example, kitchenware. Kitchen is a word and ware are also words. But this combination of words is called a phrase and forms a new meaning, kitchen utensils, which are commonly used for cooking. In general, there are several English phrases that need to be learned, namely noun phrases, adjective phrase, verb phrases, gerund phrase, to infinitive phrase, participle phrase, adverbial phrase, prepositional phrase, and exclamatory phrase. And the third is about clause, namely the arrangement of the subject is also actor and predicate or subject complement, which do not form a complete meaning. Example, if I go and the girl who I love very much, in the arrangement of the two clauses above, I is the subject and go is the predicate. Likewise, I is subject and love very much is predicate. While the clause material that you need to master is 1. Adjective clause, 2. Noun clause, 3. Adverbial clause. And the last one is about sentence. In contrast to clause, a sentence is an subject and predicate that contains a complete meaning. For example, I eat and he is with his mother. I and he are subjects, while the words it and the series is with his mother are predicates. There are two aspects of sentence that we need to know, namely time patterns and sentence types. Based on the aspect of time, you study tenses, which are 12, namely simple present tense, simple past tense, simple future tense, present continuous tense, past continuous tense, future continuous tense, present perfect tense, past perfect tense, future perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, future perfect continuous tense. And we also have to recognize several types of sentences, including one is about simple sentence, for example, I love you. Complex sentence, for example, I love the way you did. Compound sentences, for example, you sit here and I sit there. And the last one is compound complex sentences. For example, I love you and he loves you too because you pay his bills. Okay, thank you. Next is presentation of Nadia Cesarina.
Next material is pronunciation study material. Next slide. In learning English pronunciation, there are two very important elements to learn. The two elements are word emphasis and intonation. For more details, you can see the explanation in the next slide. Next slide. Word emphasis. Emphasis is very important in English because it can be used to distinguish the meaning of words, compound words, verb phrase, and idioms that sound similar. This pattern of emphasis will allow pronunciation to sound natural and clearly communicate the intended meaning. Here are the important points. The sign indicate the main stress. Compare the word able, 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 which emphasizes the first syllable. To the ability, ability, which emphasizes the second syllable. 3. The stress syllable are relatively loud, have a long duration, are pronounced clearly, and can be seen from the tone of voice. 4. The stressed syllable usually doesn't contain the weak vowel I or U. Next, please. 2. In intonation. Incorrect intonation can change the meaning of a sentence or sound very strange to native English speakers. This is especially important for practicing pronunciation, conveying feelings, or adding nouns to a sentence. In addition, intonation itself can be interpreted as the rise and fall of the voice. In English, usually a comma will be pronounced with an ascending intonation, while a period with a ascending intonation. If comma will be pronounced with an ascending intonation, and will a period is with a descending intonation. To make it easier, you can find out the symbols to find out how to intonation is. The symbol below will show how the descriptions of pronunciation of a word. 1. High. 2. Mid. 3. Low. 4. Rising. 5. Air filling. And last, fall, rise. Next. Next material is application to train students. Next. To train students in increase the vocabulary, student can use the thesaurus application. The thesaurus application is a dictionary that can see not only the meaning, but also can see the synonym and antonym of a word. Next. To train students to increase their grammar, students can use the Grammarly application. The Grammarly application is grammar can check the writing that we make in accordance with the grammar rules. Next. And the last, to train students in increase the pronunciation. Students can use the Duolingo application. Duolingo application is an English answer game that in the game can hear sounds, can make use easily understand vocabulary, and can hear correct English pronunciation. That's our presentation. Hopefully it's easy to understand and thank you.